Transgender people can now serve openly in the armed forces after an historic decision. Defense Secretary Ash Carter made the announcement yesterday. The move lifts one of the last bans facing service members. Dr. Jon LaPook has been covering transgender issues and the effects on the military. He shows us what this decision means for those who serve. John, good morning.
Good morning, Nora. The 2011 repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell allowed gay, lesbian, and bisexual service members in the military to serve openly. But the transgender ban continued because it was based on military medical regulations before the American Psychiatric Association declared in 2012 that being transgender implies no impairment in judgment, stability, reliability, or general social or vocational capabilities.
Effective immediately, transgender Americans may serve openly, and they can no longer be discharged or otherwise separated from the military just for being transgender.
Defense Secretary Ash Carter made the announcement after a year-long study during which he met with transgender service members.
They've deployed all over the world, serving on aircraft, submarines, forward operating bases, and right here in the Pentagon.
Of a total force of about 2 million, some 2,000 to 11,000 transgender people are estimated to be serving in the military. The change in policy means transgender service members will be eligible for any necessary medical care, including sex reassignment surgery approved by a doctor, something Army Reserve Captain Sage Fox paid for with private insurance.
A lot of people are going to be able to come out of the closet and come out and say, this is who I am, and be able to serve openly without fear of discrimination or discharge.
That fear became very real for Naval Petty Officer Landon Wilson in 2013.
It was a command sergeant major in Afghanistan who pulled me to his office, and he said, I need to know exactly what you are.
Wilson was honorably discharged from the military after being reviewed for a promotion. The then 23-year-old had been transitioning to male after enlisting as a female. We spoke with him last year.
How we see ourselves and how we present ourselves to the world is much more important than what could be under our clothes. Gender is completely independent of your sex.
So does that mean gender and sex are not the same? A lot of people are confused about that.
It is confusing, and it's not intuitively obvious. Yes, your sense of gender, do you consider yourself a male or a female, may or may not align with what the doctor told your parents when you were born. When it aligns, which happens most of the time, then everything is fine in society. When it doesn't align, big problem.
But I think one of the steps, too, that the military is taking is they say they're going to help pay for transition surgery.
That's right, yeah. And what Landon Wilson told me yesterday, he was so happy about this, but he said, look, our military commanders have to be responsible. They have to take a leadership role here. He's still a little concerned that there may be some individual discrimination that goes on.
All right, thank you, Jon LaPook.